Hello, my name is James Gadwich. The book that you see on my hand that I'm showing is called The Gospel of Thomas. This book is a very unique book. People have a lot of problem finding what it says. But I will give some little bit of example of what it means with some verses because some of the numbers, because it uses the numbers. It just says straight things from the mouth of Yeshua to his disciple. So, but nobody can figure out what they say. Sometimes people having a hard time. But sometimes with the help of God Himself, it would be easy. Okay? And sometimes people also, because God set everybody up in different ways, in the way that of the selection. Sometimes if He didn't want you to know it, it depends on what it says to what if you read the chapter 9 in Roman chapter 9, if you read it, when you talk about the Esau and his those of the twin kid, Esau, which is the oldest child, and Jacob, which is the youngest. So when God selected one of them, which is Jacob, He said the selection must go, even though the children have not been born. They were in the womb, they didn't know anything, they didn't do any job. There's no way to know that who is good, who is bad, because they haven't done all those things yet. But because of the selection, must go ahead. So selection sometimes, it also working in among the people. God can choose people to give them understanding because of the selection. So let's look at this, because this is very, very astonishing and it's very troublesome. This book is very, very funny. It has a 14 saying. I've been reading it right now for about a week and a half, but I'm still doing it. And also, I feel very excited with it because it seems like I'm going to get the clue of what they say. Okay, now I'll give a little bit of an example of what I'm, especially number 7. It's very funny. Let me explain it. Let me read it first and then explain it to whoever that want to listen to it. In the book it says, this is English writing, it said, Jesus said, blessed is the lion which become man when consumed by man. And cursed is the man whom the lion consumed, and the lion become man. So this is very funny. It's very difficult. Sometimes you will feel like, that it will bring up many questions. We eat a lot of meat all the time. If you consume meat, you never become the meat of that thing. You never behave like that thing. But that's not what the logic means. Sometimes we channel our thinking that way in the way of the world that we think. So what called man, what called lion, are not those physical things. Those are the logic. Those are we have a different world. There's the world of our human being, our humanness, and the world of godness are different. So when you transition yourself to the world of godness, then God call you man. But when you transition, when you are in the state of humanness, then you are a lion. So that's what it means. So we were born as a lion, based on because of the lack of knowing God, lack of knowing what the spiritual knowledge is. So when we born, we born as a lion. That's the way God put us in that parable. But when we transition ourselves, behave the way that God want us to be in His way, that's what is called man after that. So that's a different. Now, So now when we talk about eating or consume, because consume mean word eating. When we talk about eating, while you are in the stage of human nature, you are a lion. So you are, in that case, you are a lion. So when you transition yourself to the knowledge of God and became in his God nature, to learn his way that he wants you to be, to change the way that you were being a lion, changing it to consume this knowledge. Learning the knowledge is a consuming. Put it into practice is making a change to yourself than the way you used to be. And now that this time you change to be what? To be the man in the way that God seeing you with the activities, with the way you put it into practice. So you will call you man after that, when you take his nature that he want you to be. But now again, when you are in his nature and then you turn back into the traditional way of when the way you left behind, like you shed your you like the way the snake shed its skin out, but if you put it back, that is skin, which is put it back, go back to that way of nature that you already didn't want, you already put out of you. If you go back to it, and then he will call you the man who is eating by the lion. Lion is the whole way of that in which the God didn't want earlier. When you went back to it, now you became a lion again. So you're cursed after that. That's the way it is. So that's the way I see what it means. So meaning of the lion, meaning of the man. Man is a culture in the sight of God, and then lion is a culture in the sight of human nature. So that's what that glimpse I can give those and then it will give you a clue to find some other interpretation if you practice this way. Okay, so sorry because I can also let you know, because I'm the person who speak this language as my second language. It's not my first. Maybe you will have trouble of understanding what I'm saying, but don't worry about how my English is. But worry about what the meaning of you can process. Seeing you speak better, you can process if you're a native English speaking already. You can be able to know what I'm saying. Always focus the word that says lion mean the nature of our state, the state of our nature as a human. And then the word man is a nature, is a state of the which is the way of God. That's what he called man. So he's just doing those kind of reversing thing with a so-called parable, metaphor. So, but to understand all of this, after you understand it, you put into practice, then you change. You quit the way the world, which is the nature of the world that's called lion, you avoid to deal with it. If you follow it, that's what it says also. That's what it means to say in number one, who find the saying, this interpretation will not taste death. The word not taste death, what it means is, it's not because you're not going to die. The way we die right now, God does not call it a death. He don't call it a death. So even yes, you never call it a death. He don't call it a death. You can say death like dying, but it doesn't mean like a dying. Okay, for him, it's not about dying. He called it where people are taking a rest. He's called it a rest. He called it sleep. That's what he's saying. He never think about it as a death. So the death is the second one, which is that will be bring by him. So because when you die in this way of our death, this is just a promise that was given to Adam in the Garden of Eden when there was a mistake made. Okay, because it doesn't mean that even if Adam didn't make mistake, he should not die, but he should have been spent his life 1,000 years. He should complete it. So with the mistake that he made, 70 years was reduced out, was removed from his time. From 70 years was removed out of his 1,000 years. So he was given only 930. That's the reason. So to test the mistake. So to fulfill the law, that when the law is being broken, it must have consequences. That's what it means at that time. So now that thing came along. And then also, now we don't live that long, that 30, we don't get, we are struggling getting 100 years, after that, because the mistake we are making is beyond than what Adam was blamed for. You see, the more we're doing bad thing, and the more the state of lion we grow in the state of lion. We're doing a lot of bad things, so we can damage if God continue giving us more days. We can damage everything. Even the creation will not continue. So that's why he have to keep making it shorter and shorter for everyone to live, because based on our attitude. But it does not mean that it's just a way of stopping us from doing what we're not supposed to do. But by stopping us like that, stopping human like that, for us we call it a death. But God does not call it death. It's called like putting you to sleep. You see? Sleep always shorten everything. Even when the baby went to sleep, he will stop crying. There will be no worry. Everything will be quiet after that. So that's why. This is what I can say like that. If somebody get it, for those who have a problem, I can tell you that I'm more accurate of explaining it, but this is what I find. So the nature of the word lion mean our nature, the way we were born as a human without God in us, in our state as being a human. But when we transition to the culture of God, that He need us to be walk in a perfect way of Him, then we leave this kind of nature that we already previously have been. So that means we take His own way, and then it will turn us into a man. But with His way, we don't look like a man. We look like a lion. Okay. Another word, we don't look like we behave as a human. We behave like a lion. So that's what it means. Because animal usually cannot figure out, cannot do. Always has to be aggressive. Even though we don't compare ourselves with real animal, but the way God's saying, that's what I see in the book is saying right now. Okay, so that's all I can. That's the only thing that I can elaborate with people who want to listen to it. All right. Bless everybody who will watch it and continue with the study. Thank you.